In 2025, there's an abundance of different ways that you can be making money online from e-commerce, day trading, TikTok shop. But the thing is, all of these different online businesses, you need a lot of startup capital, you need a lot of skills, and it takes a very long time horizon to see success in any of these online businesses. But in this video, I'm going to be going over exactly what I believe to be the dumbest way to make your first $5,000 online. And the reason I find this to be the case, in terms of it being the dumbest way, is that you only need one skill. And the funny thing is that you already have been using this skill your entire life, whether it be making your first few friends, whether it be getting yourself a girlfriend, or maybe even convincing your mom to buy you a PS5 years ago when she didn't even want to buy you one. And if you're pretty smart, you can probably already guess that this skill is sales. And with the skill of sales, you're able to unlock the ability to never go broke again. But the vehicle that you're able to position this skill in will determine on what freedoms you're able to unlock. For example, you can take a car dealer, he's tied to the dealership, he's only able to make a certain amount of money, and he doesn't have any time freedom whatsoever. And then we can take a door-to-door salesman. Maybe he has a little bit more time freedom just because after a very big month or a raid, whatever, a blitz, whatever it's called, you're able to have maybe a few months off, but then you always have to go back to a certain location. So both of these, they're not the right vehicle because you're not able to unlock time freedom, location freedom, or financial freedom. So in this video today, I'm going to be going over exactly how you can position the skill into high ticket sales, where you're able to unlock time freedom, location freedom, and eventually financial freedom. And with high ticket sales, I've been able to live in Bangkok for almost the last 2 years. I've been to Dubai, the Philippines, Bali, Koh Samui, and you're just able to live completely on your own terms. So guys, we're not going to be wasting any time here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and go over exactly what high ticket sales is, how much you can earn, and how you can get started. So starting off, what is high ticket sales? So to break it down as simple as I can, there's a bunch of different online businesses, as you guys have probably already seen. There's e-commerce, day trading, Forex, whatever it may be. There's so many different niches that you can kind of go into. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be helping these online businesses, coaches, mentors. We're going to help them take off some work out of their hands, because with these mentors, coaches, they're only one person. And most likely on a gold mine offer, they have hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of people that are wanting to buy from them and learn exactly how they can acquire what skills and knowledge X, Y, and Z person has. So with them only being one individual, they can't handle all these people at once. So what we're going to be doing in high ticket sales is just positioning yourself as the middleman in this digital gold rush that we're in. And why I believe high ticket sales to be the easiest and simplest way to make thousands online is because number one, you only need one skill. You don't need to learn how to market. You don't need to know how to day trade to help people get in shape. All you need is this one skill. And then number two, all you really need to get started is a phone, a laptop, preferably some Wi-Fi. If you're watching this video right now, you probably already have all the tools you need. And then last but not least, you're able to scale to 5K a month within the first 30 to 60 days if you know exactly what to do. And luckily enough for you, I'll be going over exactly how you can. And like I told you guys, with high ticket sales, you're able to live anywhere you want in the world, have full time freedom, location freedom. But the thing is, it really determines on what offer you're on that determines what hours you're going to be working. So if you're going to be coming out here to Bangkok and you're working a US offer, strictly US offer, then you're going to be working Batman hours, which isn't quite ideal. Luckily enough for me, I got out of that very quickly. I was able to find an offer that's more worldwide in terms of their target audience. So I'm able to kind of just work throughout the day and have no issues working with Batman during the night hours. So now moving on, we're going to be going over the two main positions in high ticket sales. The first one being an appointment setter. Most new people start there just because with appointment setting, it's like the lowest barrier entry position that you can find online that you're able to scale to $5,000 a month very quickly. And with setting, you're able to get 5 to 9% every deal that you set that gets closed. So for example, if you sell a 5K product mentorship, you're getting around 450 or 420. I'm not really sure what the math is there. It just really depends. But then as a closer, you're going to need a lot higher skill level, and it is a lot more competitive as well, but you are getting 10% of every sale. So let's just say you close that same 5K deal, you're already getting $500 straight in your pocket. And with appointment setting, it usually is around like a 10-minute, 15-minute conversation that you're having on phone with these prospects that are usually already warm and hot, depending on the offer that you're on. And that's a very good point to make as well, is that with the offer that you're able to land in high ticket sales, it will literally determine whether or not you're going to be absolutely broke or printing like a madman. So to sum the positions up, most people start as an appointment setter. They level up their skills, maybe get to 5 to 8K a month, and then you can always just transition into a closer later on. But the thing is that you don't have to become a closer. I know some setters who are just totally okay with being setters for the rest of their lives, making 20K a month, smoking weed in their PJs. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that's something you should do, but I'm just saying that one of my friends, Christian, is actually doing that in Romania. So now following that, we're going to be going over exactly how much you can earn with high ticket sales. Obviously, the lowest will be $0 a month. And then the higher end of the spectrum, you're going to be looking at making 20 to 50K a month. I know like 2 or 3 people making 100K a month, but the average realistically is like 8 to 12K a month. That's like the average I've seen in the high ticket sales space. If you're not making 10K a month, you're not on the right offer, or maybe your skills aren't where they need to be. And with the determining factors for what you're able to make in high ticket sales, like I told you guys, it really determines on what offer you're on. That determines how much you're able to make. And what I'll be going over in the next video, I'll put that link in the description, is exactly how you can find these goldmine offers, crush the interview, and solidify your position as a setter or a closer. And of course, another determining factor will be your skill level, how good you are at sales, how good you are at communicating, at being chill, at just being the man that you need to be in order to make 5K a month. And then another factor is, of course, how much time you put into either setting or closing. Just like Rich Piana said, the more you put in, the more you get out. It's very simple. So the more you're calling leads as a setter, the more money you're able to make, and the more you're able to open up your calendar as a closer. Obviously, the opportunity to make more money is there. And then, of course, the race of your skin really does have a determining factor on how much you're able to make, because if you're Indian, I'm sorry, you might want to click off this video right now. You have no chance whatsoever, just because it's not any type of racist thing on my end. It's like if you're calling someone and they hear an Indian on the phone, they're going to think you're a scammer. So if you're Indian, I'm sorry. It's just the reality of the world that we're living in. But you do have an opportunity as a DM setter where you don't really have to call anyone, so that way they don't know you're Indian. But here's why you're lucky. Because with e-commerce, SMMA, drop shipping, personal brand, they're all oversaturated. Everyone's trying to do them. You have so much competition. You need a lot of startup capital for most of these businesses. It's very competitive, and success is too far down the time horizon where you kind of lose motivation before you ever succeed in any one of these businesses. But with high ticket sales, you need no startup capital to get started unless you want to fast track to 10K a month. There's very low competition right now. Like if you go on Google Trends, I'm not going to do that right now, but you can compare high ticket sales to e-commerce. E-commerce is way up there. High ticket sales, it's dead. No one's really trying to do this. And with high ticket sales, it is very underrated. Like you can ask your friends, your family, no one really knows what it is. And then last but not least, it's very quick to hit your first $5,000 within the first 30 to 45 days if you know how to win. So now moving on, we're going to be going over what I believe to be the best way to level up the skill of sales, with number one being learning from someone who's ahead of you, someone who's in the position that you want to be in, who's living the life that you want to live. Learning exactly what he did right, what he did wrong, and just being able to fast track through all the failures and the obstacles is just an absolute game changer. Because the thing is, you can always make more money, but you'll never get that time back, which is kind of my mindset when I was like investing in my skills with masterminds, with mentors, just being able to learn exactly what skills they had and to be able to fast track to where I wanted to go is absolutely priceless. And then number two, you can read sales books, you can watch sales YouTube videos. This is okay, but still you're not able to kind of do it for yourself. And then number three, just doing sheer volume. It's always a numbers game at the end of the day with sales. And with doing sheer volume, this is kind of what I did at first. You're able to learn a lot quicker of what's going right, what's going wrong, so that way you can grow and level up your skills very, very quickly. And then moving on, reviewing your calls. This is very, very important. So that way you can see exactly what you're doing wrong. So that way you don't have to make the same mistakes on the next call. And what I like to do is when I'm watching my call reviews, I just take notes. And whenever I'm on that next call, I have my weak points. So that way I can just not make those same mistakes again. It's very simple. And then last but not least, maybe you have a few mates who are trying to get into the high ticket sales space as well. You can just role play with them, whether it be appointment setting, closing, just trying to sell each other, have some fun with it. But of course, you might want to hop on an offer first, just because if you're just role playing and not really getting into the action, you're just kind of masturbating and not really getting anything out of high ticket sales. So last but not least, if you guys do want the full A to Z blueprint and the exact tangible steps that it takes to win with high ticket sales, which includes how to outreach properly, how to find these goldmine offers, and then how to crush the interview and solidify your first role to help you make $5,000 a month, the video will be down below, so that way you guys can go ahead and watch that and go ahead and get started on track to make your first $5,000. But yeah, guys, this is the dumbest way to make your first few $1,000s online. I'm pretty dumb myself, being able to travel the world. So if you're pretty dumb yourself and you want to make money online and still be dumb, then this is for you. So just click the video down below and I will see you there.